This is how you turn your New Year's resolution into a reality. Because I'm tired of people that are around me that aren't achieving what they want to achieve in life. I'm tired of people making excuses for their goals. I'm tired of people not taking action on their goals. Especially as a coach, starting this business. I mean, I've probably been a coach for like 5+ years, and I could even say before that, hell, I was a coach and a leader when I was in the weight room in high school, from football, wrestling, track, and even when I did MMA and stuff. I was always teaching people things, and I was always coaching people up because I always knew I wanted the best people around me. This is why, I get free advice to everybody. I mean, just look at this YouTube video that I'm doing right now. It's just going to be free for anybody to look me up. Go ahead. Free knowledge. This is what I want because I want to be around people that are just like me. Okay? And this is the importance of coaching. It's building you a network. This is what it's really all about. And this is what I want to give to you guys. And this is why I'm making this video, to start off this year fresh for you guys. And I just really want to get into the New Year's and what it's all about, and the New Year's resolutions, and the time, and like the way of thinking people are in, the mindset in the New Year's resolution. And like, just to keep it simple, I mean, all we're celebrating on New Year's. I mean, just keep it simple. I mean, this is the sun, this is the earth, and 365 days later, we're back in the same spot. That's all it is, one orbit. That's all we're celebrating. And it's kind of funny. It's just like throwing a party at the end of the year, right? Just to finish it off. And it makes sense. I mean, think about it, it's the winter. Everybody's stuck inside. It's cold. Like, what are you gonna do? This is why everyone goes out and drinks. And I guess why not? It is an event. It is an astronomical event, obviously, because we're moving in a different position in the sky. And yeah, sure, it happens. I mean, every 365 days, and I know it's mundane, but like, there is something special about it. And this goes back to pagan times. This goes back to, the Celts, the Romans. I mean, you name it, the Greeks. I mean, the Mesopotamian. I mean, every civilization, they knew this was a special moment, astronomically, and it was more than that. Not just astronomy, but astrology. If you guys, are open-minded enough for that. But yeah, the astrology and the astronomy that's going on here, there's different energies, there's different things happening in the world at that time, at the New Year's. And everyone kind of buys into it too. It's a big celebration. People want to watch the ball drop. People go to bars. People are hanging out with their families in their houses. People are shooting off fireworks. And people are doing all types of things all over the world, all types of customs. But like, it gets kind of interesting because when you look into this more and more, it's not actually 365 days. Like, I got an iPad right here. Like, a revolution around the Earth is a little bit more than that. And I kind of want to get into this because it just caught my eye, and I just want to bring it up to you guys because I want to give you guys a different look on this. And I'm going to write it up here for you guys. So, a revolution is just an orbit around the Earth. Or right here that I'm running, an orbit describes a celestial body. Body's path around another. So I'll say that again. A revolution is that an orbit describes a celestial body's path around another. Simple enough. So anything that goes around another object in space. But one thing I thought was very interesting is like, look at this word, evolution, revolution. I'm like, is that just a hominin? Like, is that the same thing as a revolution, as in, you overthrow government? Like, why is that the same thing? Why is that? Well, why is that in the English language? That going around the earth once is the equivalent of that. Because we're not starting over anything. Do you see where I'm going with this? It just got me thinking, just learning about the language itself right here. That a revolution. Like, think about that. Because in a revolution, I mean that's a complete change of government. I mean, you could talk about, the United States, 1776, with George Washington. Obviously, they took America away from the British, right? And they put in a complete different new government. I mean, went from a monarchy to a democracy. And then same thing with France. You could say it went from a monarchy to a constitutional democracy, and eventually it became a monarchy again. But yeah, it's just a complete change of government. And this is what's happening around here. This is symbolic. That this is a revolution. This is what we're doing. And then resolution, I mean, I'm not the best speller, so I'm going to look this up. It's so similar to revolution. See, it's amazing the technology we have. Yeah, and resolution, like, it's only one letter difference. And I'm just showing you this, just what I've been thinking about. So, revolution, a revolution, and a resolution. Do you see that over here? Boom. And the only difference is that letter V. That letter V and S. Do you see that? Revolution, resolution. So I just thought that was so interesting. So we're going around the earth. Obviously, we know that astronomically, the definition. But it's the same definition as a political revolution, just symbolically what's happening. Because this is what you're doing when you do a resolution, almost like an ultimatum. That's what a resolution is. Right? Like right here, I got on Google's AI, first thing that comes up. A resolution is finding a solution to a problem. Well, obviously, that's why it's called a New Year's resolution. Because we're going through a revolution throughout the whole year to change what we did last year. You following along with this? And that's really what it is. Because people have so much motivation. And that's actually, that is the fuel. Motivation is the fuel around this time of year. This is when, I hate talking about motivation because it's borderline, it's not real. It's really just in your head. But like in this case, it's just almost like the placebo effect. Like, okay, who cares? It's not real. Like, but it's working. That's what you want to do with motivation. Motivation is the fire that's going to push you towards your resolution. And you need a fire to start a revolution. Like, this is just what it is. You got to be serious. And we got to use this to push ourselves further into the direction that we want to get into. Because time just keeps on moving. Like, trust me guys, this isn't just filler. Like I'm trying to give you context right now. I'm trying to give you a lot of context before I get deeper and deeper. We start pulling the layers off the onion right here. But yeah, this is us understanding time, because for how long it takes to go around the earth, it's about 365 days. And I want to look up exactly, because it's not that exact number. And I just want to bring this up. I know it's like, the devil's in the details. I just want to bring this up to get you thinking on time. Because I want to get the exact number, because we're told it's 365. And 365 is easy. And approximately 365.2 days. So that makes this makes this very interesting. So this is how we measure time. And it gets stranger, because when I get into this a little bit more, like that's not even spot on. It's kind of weird that we divide our time up on a calendar. Like, if you were to write everything out, because this is what I always preach in writing and scheduling. But you got 365 days in there, and then it's gonna be cut out in 1 hour days for 24 hours. And we have, like, this actually doesn't make any sense. We actually have a little bit more time than we think. Because isn't that strange? I mean, you guys ever think about that? And pagans and Celts and, like I'm talking about, I know for sure for pagan Europeans that their New Year's wasn't in January. It was in March. And wouldn't that make sense? Spring revival. I mean, the birth of everything. That would be a new year. Because here, you know, where I live in Cleveland, Ohio, it's the middle of the winter. It's always cold. It's cold for like 6 months out here, and like it's just dead. There's nothing alive. And it's just weird to have that at a time. At one point, our New Year's got moved, and then we could even go further with the Chinese zodiac, because they have years differently. Isn't this kind of strange? Like, we're not all on the same time. Like, what's going on here? And trust me, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to this. This goes back to New Year's resolution, but the Chinese zodiac. I want to say, guys, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I want to say it's February 16th of 2026. So that's when the new year starts for them. What's going on here? We all can't agree on something. I mean, we can agree it's 365. I'm a numbers guy, but this is a pet peeve of mine. Like the 0.25, that goes a long way. I mean, couldn't we say that? I mean, we add this up for the days of our lives. We're actually a little bit older than we think we are. Isn't that strange? And like, how much does this add up to 0.25? I mean, until you're like 1 year, then you think you should be 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I mean, like, okay. And this number too, I think it's a rational number. I think it just keeps on going. I just found the short version of it, but I've seen this version longer, so that's even weirder. Like, what's going on here? See, I'm just throwing questions out there. But yeah, this is what, like, we got to understand time. What are they doing with time? Because the reason why you're not getting to your New Year's resolution is because you don't understand time. And if you work with me, I do one-on-one coaching with people. And if you work with me right here, I'm grabbing, you're going to record everything. This is what I'm all about. And bare minimum, I'm going to set some things down. You're going to record. You're going to have a schedule like this. This is last year's schedule. I got one more day until I crack open the new one. But this, if I just skim through it, right? No, I got every single day in there. You see that? This is what you're going to be doing to show me your time. And I love paper. I love pen to paper. This is what I want you guys to use. It's different. I'm all for Google Calendar and Apple and everything, but this is key right here to write everything down. And this is our first step to controlling our time, because we have a whole system right here of everything being laid out from January to December. So that's the first thing we got to do if you want to get to your goals. You got to have a schedule. If you don't have a schedule, it's done. It's over. Because this is what we're tracking in our schedule. These 365 days or the revolution around the earth to get to our resolution. Okay? Because if you don't keep track of this, it's just going to be gone. And like, if you don't take, I'll take this even further. If you don't take personal responsibility in these 365 days, someone else will take it away from you. So, as you can see right here throughout history, we keep on changing when the New Year's happens. Right? Collectively, we're just doing this. I don't know who to pinpoint at this, but they keep on changing time. Like someone, I'm gonna sound funny talking right now, but like it's really true. There's someone behind pulling the strings that controls time. I mean, they're already trying to control space the best they can. The next thing is time. Closest thing you get to God, basically. But I'm telling you, we got to control our own time, and that's through writing. And like, you know, I'm not gonna say I believe in the occult per se. I'm not gonna say I believe in magic, as in like, because when I say these things, you probably think on the darker side of like, the darker arts. But like writing, language, this was magic. I mean, I've read things. I've been to Salem, Massachusetts, and I've been to the witchcraft. They got a bunch of witchcraft museums and stuff, but the actual historical stuff, why they're burning these people. I mean, some of them are just caught doing mathematics. Some of them are just caught just writing things down like this. But they knew how powerful this was. Like, I mean, throughout history, people feared other people that could read and write. I mean, this is insane. This crumples nations right here because you control these 365 days. You're actually taking autonomy over your life. You're not giving it to someone else. Because in the world we live in, and this is going to help you make your schedule, because you're going to have non-negotiables. Because if we want to get to your resolutions, we need steps. Okay? All right, how about, before I bring this up, I figure I bring this one back up because it's not bad. But it's your SMART goals, right? And you guys remember the acronym SMART. So SMART stands for specific, the M is measurable, A could be achievable, or attainable, which I like. R is relevant. Or realistic. And T is time bound. Apologize for my handwriting. I'm still working on it. But yeah, these are your SMART goals. Is it specific? Is it measurable? Is it achievable or attainable? Is it relevant or realistic? And is it time bound? So this is what you're thinking about. Like, what is your goal? Because when you're working with me, I gotta know your goal first. I gotta know, what do you want? Like, what are we here for? What do you want to achieve? Because we're going to achieve something if you're working with me. And obviously, I go through these things. Easy, right? Is it specific, measurable, achievable or attainable, relevant or realistic, and time bound? And in your resolution, the thing is, people that fire, that motivation, which gets them out the door, gets them in the gym. That's why the gyms are packed and stuff. And it's annoying. And the only reason why people are annoyed by it in general is because none of these people are about it. They're not serious. And they don't want to be around people like that in the gym, because I really believe that the gym you go to, I mean, you are the average of the 5 people around you, even at the gym. Even at the gym, especially if everybody's working hard at the gym, you are too. Like, it's very important picking a right gym. But I digress. But we got to have a very specific goal. Because if people just say, I want to lose weight, people tell me this all the time, right? First thing people tell me, well, what does that mean, lose weight? 50 pounds? 100 pounds? 1 pound? I mean, that's all losing weight. That's all under the definition of losing weight. So this is what I'm saying. You got to be more specific. And that comes with, this comes with the resolution. And to get into this, because the days between, days before, even for the new year, to get this for more context, I'm talking about December 26th to January. I like to say January 2nd. These are the filler episodes. This is when time slows down. This is the Twilight Zone. This is this is when nothing makes sense. This is a very weird time of year. But this time of year, I want you to use solitude, reflection, looking back on the year. This is why I want you to write a journal like me, because I know exactly what I did last year. I got my other journals over here, and I know what I did years before on these days. And the better you get at writing in a journal, then you can actually track your goals, make them more specific, more measurable, more achievable and attainable, relevant, with a time-bound deadline. So this is why, because we have to write all these things down, because this is a very common thing that I notice people are out of shape. They don't write anything down. And what does that mean? Well, they're probably not doing it for other things in their life. They're probably not doing it for their family. They're not doing it around activities or places to travel. They're not doing it for maybe their side hustle or their business or whatever. Like there's a there's a pattern here that I'm noticing. And if you're one of those people that, hey, I got my business down, we're making this much and you got it, but the weight's the problem. Well, you already got your answers. The same way you built your business, you could build your body. And maybe I could be there to help you, bring you along the way, because it's the same path, but it's a different path, if that makes sense. But yeah, this is why I want you to start writing things down. This time, because this time is for reflection. This time is for solitude, so we get to these goals. Like, I got a book up here. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up on screen because I like it so much. Hope it's not blurry, but Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. So this guy, I read this guy like 21 years old. This will rewire your brain. I highly recommend it for your mindset. One of my books that I offer my clients that they all should read. But Maxwell Maltz, he got famous for saying he got famous for saying that you can make a new habit in 21 days. And studies have came out from Cambridge, and people have done things. And I want to say, actually I got it written down right here. I want to say it takes about 66 days to break a habit, 18 to 254, depending on how complex the habit is and duration, and how, like, maybe if it's an addiction, something extreme. So I'm gonna write that down up here, because I agree with 66 days, because just from personal experience. And I would say 21 days. Like, that would be like, it's not, I wouldn't say it would be the craziest habit. And this is an average, too. 66 days. Average person could break a habit. That's pretty good. The average person, but typically says 18. And that's even less. Think about breaking a habit in 18 days to 254 days. And this is from Cambridge. And that makes sense. I mean, that's what, 2 months and 3 days? Because what I offer, I mean, I offer 3 month coaching. So because I know, because 90 days is a lot more than that. I know this is the average. I don't work with average people. We usually get, higher results. If anything, the 66 or even less, I'll say. But 90 days, you'll get plenty of progress. And with my weight loss clients, we lose 20 pounds in 3 months. But all the people I know, they all lose way more than 20 pounds that I've worked with. And the people, let's say, obviously there's few outliers here and there. Like, because in my offer, I'm going to keep on working with you after the 3 months until we get to our goal of 20 pounds because I made my word to you that we'll lose that 20 pounds. So if it takes 254 days, I'll do it. I mean, why not? I mean, this is still an achievement if someone does it in 18 days or 254 days. I just want to be there for that person. And I know if I could help the man or woman that's a 254 day count, I mean, yeah, I could definitely help these guys even faster, depending on the individuals. So this is why I make my offer like this. And now another thing too, the key to a good New Year's resolution is, well, you got to remember, resolution is at the end. It's like, what do we want for next year? Which is interesting. So it's at the end. What do we want? It's because we should already be working on our goals this second. We should have been working on our goals, I mean, yesterday, the day before, the week before, December 1st, before Thanksgiving, before October, Halloween. I mean, before all that, in the summer. You just start right now because you see how long it takes? And this is why, and I'm taking it all back, but we got to write these things down. We got to track progress, or we need to be data analysts. That's going to be a lost art in 2 years of AI. But it's very important. We got to analyze data. I'm all about numbers. And with things like weight loss in your health, well, I mean, that's just a number. This is easy. We could break it down like this. I mean, like, you got to lose 30 pounds. Okay, what do we got to do? We just got to figure it out because time is divided up in numbers, as you could see, in calories and food and all these things. But again, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent. I want to stay focused because I know I'm all over the place. But this is what we want to do. When we make our resolution, we got to understand it's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time. And do you see this? You might have not expect this. And I'm not trying to dissuade you from this. I want you to be on your goals. I want you to get started with this stuff no matter what it is because it doesn't matter. We're just getting older every single day. We got to just start right now. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter what's going on. I mean, like, doesn't matter if whatever problem you have is unfixable, but if you can make it bearable, it's worth going toward it. We just can't give up. And right now, we need to try to make this our identity because this is what happens to our brain in average 66 days. And again, it's about 2 months. Not bad, right? I'm sorry, give me a second. Been talking straight. So, whatever goal you have, right? I want you to go through the SMART goals. Think about how many days in a year you have, the seasons, how much work you got to do. Start writing out your schedule, dividing up your time, and understanding how close can I get there in 66 days. Here, I'm going to erase some things and I'm going to get a little deeper with this. And I'm going to show you guys a lesson that I learned this year. It was invaluable to me that I'm going to be preaching on my channel. So I'm going to take this out the way. Can't believe it. It's one more day until the New Year's. Absolutely ridiculous. I say this every time. I keep track of every single day and it just pops up. That's why I said it's a perfect time to make this video. All right, give me a second. So I'm going to talk about Hofstadter's law. Hofstadter's law. I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm going to write it up here for you guys to see. Hofstadter is a very interesting man. So Hofstadter's law is basically, I want to say this guy's a German computer scientist, chess player, polymath. You know, he does a lot of things. But Douglas Hofstadter. And Hofstadter's law is it always takes longer. Put this over here. Hofstadter's law is it always takes longer than you expect it to take with Hofstadter's law with an account. So like it's just when you're doing your goals, like because this is the next step you're gonna hit. This is why everybody quits. This I'm giving you the sauce right here, okay? Hofstadter's law. This is why everybody quits. These people make a goal and then they go through with the days and eventually they quit. They probably quit between 18, you know, if you're serious about your goal, 18 to 254 days in. And why do they quit? Because they don't realize how long things take. Things take a very, very long time. You know, this is a big planning fallacy. I mean, the best example I could give this to you is like in school. Why is everyone finishing their? All right, I don't know. Maybe you guys can't relate with AI, but you know, when I was living in the 2010s in that different time period, we actually had to type on computers, and I would write out my essays the night before. I would do 5-page paragraph essays the night before, and this is the thing. Like things take a lot longer than you think they should. Even when I would like put the essays back, I would do them months in advance. It would always creep up on me. I would never realize how much time it would take to do an essay. And this is what I mean. Again, I'm moving. I'm thinking. I'm all over the place right now. But in Hofstadter's law, whoops. Now I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm just doing these off rip. You know, I got a little bit of an outline. But with Hofstadter's law, we we always think things should not like this is why we get frustrated everywhere. This is why there's a bunch of impatient people in society. I mean, if you've worked customer service, I'm sure plenty of you out there have because I have. You see how impatient people are, and they're really irrational because you're like, dude, like behind the counter, it's like I don't know what to tell you. This is not how nature works. This is not how the world works. It's like I can't get this to you right now. You can't be demanding this right now. I'm like, you know, I'm not the bad guy here. I'm trying to work with you. You know the whole story. I don't want to trauma dump on you guys. But people don't know how long things actually take. This is why people don't start new ventures. This is why people don't start businesses. This is why people just don't start anything because everything is difficult. Everything is hard. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. They're not guaranteed anything. This is why stuff like the school system and education are so appealing. Well, maybe not to Gen Z anymore, but like millennials and Gen X and the people before us, that's all they're shoving down our throats. That you needed to go to school. And school kind of tests us on Hofstadter's law on getting things done. Because school, no, because school never made sense to me. And I'm telling you, I'm tying it back to this. But like, the problem I always had with education growing up was why do we have deadlines? This doesn't make sense. Like, we would have deadlines in art class. Like, I understand to actually, this is how this is how the world works. People need to get stuff out there, but it won't be quality. It won't be the best thing ever. And I'm not saying be a perfectionist, but when you put a deadline on something, I just knew you would never reach it. It's not a real thing. Like I saw this in school all the time, and I always struggled with this. And a lot of people well, a lot of people have other strategies around this, but I think this is one reason why I suffered in school so much was because of deadlines. And I understand how important deadlines are because I have a business, but I had this law in my mind because this is not how the law works. I want to give you an example of this time of year. You know something about it's actually with my podcast. So this time last year, I decided to make a podcast. I told myself I'm gonna get out one podcast. I'm gonna get one podcast by the time 2025 starts. Okay, and I achieved that goal. I did it on January 1st. I want to say maybe an hour or two after the ball dropped, which is hysterical. But I was working really hard, and I want to say I started in November. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a podcast and, first ever podcast. I got some knowledge. I've been on other people's podcasts, so I'm not that green. You know what I'm saying? I've been messing with audio a little bit, but, never done a podcast, never exported a podcast. And I told myself 2 weeks. And oh man, I was in a rude awakening. 2 weeks. I wasn't even close. And that was the only thing I was focusing on. I wasn't even focusing on my business. It was my number one focus at the time. Like I did go out for New Year's, but I had a computer nearby. Like I was that crazy. I was that obsessed with it. But I got it done. But it took me 2 weeks, and then 1 month, and then it took me a month and a half. And to be honest, like I don't want to be perfectionist, but I just put it out there, and I'm still not happy with it because it could be 10 times better. But that's what I got done in a month and a half. And I'm like, how did 2 weeks turn into a month and a half? And I always blame myself. I always talk down on myself. And I don't know if you guys are the same way on this, but I can never reach deadlines. This is why I sucked in school. And I'm like, school's affecting me. Like I'm not a big proponent of school. I think less and less people should be going to college. You should be only going to college maybe for a STEM field, if anything. But like, it's like, again, not to go too far off, but yeah, it's just like I couldn't make the deadline. It just made me so upset. I'm like, what is going on here? And then it was funny. The problem I was having with my podcast, I was seeing it in my business. I was seeing it in other things in life. I'm like, okay, like things take a really long time. And I thought that was just me. I thought I was just a dummy, right? But then I'm talking to other people and stuff, and they're like, this is why people respect these things, because these things take a very long time. The simplest things are so difficult, and that people very underestimate. And if people have never done it before, well, like I brought up with customer service, they get impatient. They get impatient. They don't actually know what's happening behind the scenes unless they actually did it. But yeah, and like Hofstadter's law, I learned this from my friend. I'm going to shout him out on here, Nick Caravino, professional poker player. And I had him on my third podcast. It was funny because met him at the gym. We linked up for a podcast because he knew I had an audience. I want to help him out, and he was a cool guy and everything. Right now we're still friends, and we still hit each other up. I actually found out he lives close by to me. But like, yeah, he told me the first thing he saw me setting up the podcast, and there's a lot to it, right? You gotta set up the room, you gotta set up the camera, you gotta get the lighting, the sound, and I gotta set up the software and put everything in, and then make sure, because every time you move, because my podcast is portable, every time I move, I gotta check the sound, and it just changes with everything in the room. And he was holding his tongue the whole time because he knew this is what I was suffering from. Hofstadter's law. Because I went in there, I told him straight up, like, hey man, I know I could set this up quickly, but it always takes longer. And I believe when we did it, I told him half hour, 45 minutes, but it's probably going to be longer than that. And we went 2 hours changing this whole room. And this is an empty room in the library. And I'm like, that took long, as I expected, And then, oh man, hysterical. I still crack up about it. And we jump on the podcast, and we finally get things going. It's smoothly and it's nice. And this is the first thing he brings up. He's like, hey, Emily, you got to learn about this. I'm like, holy shit, why haven't I not learned about this earlier? We should be learning about this in school. Like, Why? Oh man, it just drives me crazy. If I would have known this years ago, I mean, this gave me a little bit more peace of mind. I thought this was a me problem. I was blaming myself, but really, this is just a law of the universe. It's just things just take longer than they should, even with Hofstadter's law in the equation. And yet, he saw it happen before his eyes, and I could tell he had respect for the podcast because it looks easy, right? That they say any dumbass can make a podcast, but that's not true. Especially what I went through. And I can tell you, it's nowhere close to perfect. One of my goals this year is I'm gonna redo everything on my podcast. I'm gonna take even more time with it. So that now I'm talking to him and everything about Hofstadter's law, Hofstadter's law, and how we could basically speed things up because we only live so long. Like I only have so many 365 days I could get through, right? Like how many I'm already at 30 years old. Like average I mean I'm going to live to 100, that's my goal. But if I got 70 more years, it's like that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. And if I want to achieve all these things, what am I going to do? And then I found it. Someone smarter, someone that's been in the game longer than me, already found this out. And that is, and you guys probably wouldn't expect this one, but you're going to recognize the name, Elon's Law. And I love this. Oh my God. So it's Elon Musk. Elon Musk made this up. So Elon Musk, we all know him, richest man in the world. I mean, basically right hand man, or I mean, used to Donald Trump. I mean, basically in his cabinet, part of our government. I mean, how much can I say about him? I mean, engineer, businessman, visionary. I don't know. The list just goes on. I mean, what can you call it? I mean, modern day Da Vinci, polymath, Elon Musk. But this blew me away because I've been a fan of Elon Musk and I can't believe I just heard this recently. But he knows about Hofstadter's law and how all that works. So he's calling it Elon's law. What's Elon's law? You put up absurd deadlines on your goals. And you're not going to reach those goals because you never do. Because that's what school is, absurd deadlines. I mean, how many weeks of school? We got to basically master a subject. We got to do all this work and essays. It's ridiculous. No kid could do it. I mean, I was stressed out as hell. I mean, especially you go to college. I mean, no one can do it. I mean, all these kids are medicated. I mean, all these kids are going through, just traumatizing themselves, growing gray hairs. Like, people don't realize how hard students have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that. I mean, it looks like you're just sitting in a chair, just staring at books, but it's a lot more than that. It's all up here. But if I would have not, but this is what school's trying to do. They're trying to enact Elon's law because you might not get close to the goal, but it you'll get. I'm sorry, you'll get close to the goal, a lot closer than you think you have if you put on strict deadlines. And then I'm cracking up to myself. This is actually how I operate. It's just the only problem is I just I just start feeling sorry for myself. I just start just burying myself in my misery because I can't meet deadlines. But really, this happens to Elon Musk, out of all people, right? Because Elon Musk does this in all of his he carries this philosophy in all of his companies, from Neuralink, SpaceX, the Boring Company. I mean, you name it, OpenAI. He puts on these strict deadlines because he knows we're not going to reach him, but we can get even closer to our goal. This is the key. Do you see what I'm saying here? So, whatever habit you have, keep in mind it could take me almost a year to do it. If you think that, cut it in half. If you think a goal will take you a month, do it in 2 weeks. I realized I was doing that with my podcast accidentally because I know I get stuff done fast. It's not good. It's not good work. I'll tell you that. But I have speed and I'm trying to get the quality there. That's the goal. You know what I'm saying? And school really showed me that. So I'd always beat myself up on it. But you just got to keep on trying, just get better and better. But school is a whole different thing because they don't want you almost, they want you on point. But that's going to sacrifice everything else in your health and everything else in your life. My bad, another tangent right there. But with Elon's law, we want to get as close as possible to our goal. So this is what I want you guys to do for your New Year's resolutions. Make ridiculous goals. Goals that you don't even believe. Goals that other people will laugh at. Like, this is how big your goals have. I know it's cliche, right? Dream big and everything. But like, it's just so true because it actually works. It works with some of the richest people in the world. I mean, polymaths are talking about some of the most intelligent people in the world. I mean, this is how our universe works in numbers like this. So I beg you, make ridiculous goals. Use that motivation, that newfound, just free motivation you get just for it being December 31st and then your clock's changing to January 1st. Use that motivation. Set these goals up in a planner. Because when you do coaching with me, you're definitely going to be writing things down. Put everything in a planner. Schedule out your day so we get to your goals. And we're going to use Elon's law. And this is why Elon Musk is so successful. And at the same time, this is why he's so hated, because people love his message and what he's all about. But in the workplace, he's a horrible boss. But as you could see, he's basically a slave master, making these people go toward a goal that they can't even achieve, that they'll never even attain, you know. But this is why he gets there. And I say you be strict and disciplined with yourself in life. And if you're working for Elon Musk, I hope you know about this, or if you're going to work for him. But this is what it's all about. This is how we control time. This is what we're doing. This is time control. This is what we're doing. And if you don't control your own time, someone else is going to control it for you. And as you can see, like I'm repeating myself, but like just like the ancients did and the pagans, and when Christianity came through, like around the end time of year, I want to say, to get back on topic, uh, this end year is the festival of Saturnalia. This is the festival of Saturn at this end of the year, and eventually became Christmas. This is when people would be partying from this weird time of year, because they really call this year a portal, or this time right there. This is a portal that we're going into, because everything's going to change, and the ancients believed this too, astronomically and astrology. Through astrology, and even I can even bring up numerology and other things, other types of sciences, right? But I'm open-minded to look into these other things. But this is what we got. We got to be strict with our time, and I'm going to take it even further because actually, let me erase some things. I'm going to erase this right here. I mean, if we have 24 hours in a day, we have to sleep 8 hours, or even more, to be honest. We sleep 8 hours, and majority of us work 8 hours. Majority of us work more than 8 hours, especially if you live in the United States. So 8 hours plus. So that's 16 hours right there. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? I mean, and then you got 6 hours, I guess, of life. Right? 8 plus 8, yeah, 16. Yeah, plus 6, 24. Right? Right? Um, no, 8 times 3. No, 8 hours. There you go. 8 times 3. It's 24. And then you got your commute and then shower and eat. And who knows what you have, like 4 hours of your actual life. And like, this is what capitalism, the industrial revolution, this is what has brought us to, that they've taken all the time away. We used to actually have to work 6 days a week, but Henry Ford believed the more rest we had, we deserve an extra day if we actually want to be productive and get things done in the company. So thanks to him, I mean, we should be working more. I mean, on these labor laws. But this is what I'm saying. It's like we decided to get money from certain people. They change the course of our lives, depending on what you want to do. Because I tell you, the last jobs I had, I mean, I could not wake up early. And when I say that, is like I just couldn't. I needed the 8 hours of sleep. I needed to recover from training. All the things I was doing, I was working late. Like, I mean, if I woke up at 10 a.m. was an early wake up time for me, but I was going to sleep at like 3, 2. Like I needed to do it. And it's just weird because I realized I'm like, because I'm really like, I mean, yes, I'm a night owl, but like I get things done in the morning. I want to be awake early because if I'm up late, I'm waking up early no matter what. And this is what I'm saying. I realize like everyone just controls your time. You like to think you control your time, but there's too many things on you, and some things you just can't control. But this is what I'm saying. We write down on paper. We write down everything about everything, basically our whole life. We document our whole life. This is what I'm asking you to do, because we control our time. No one else can take it away from us. And if you do this, I promise you, you'll not just lose weight, feel better, have more energy, but your money, your family, your business. You're gonna change your whole life. I'm giving you the power to control your life. This is what I'm giving you right now through this. And we gotta go act on this. We gotta execute, and immediately, not before like tomorrow, because I'm gonna. We gotta do this today. We gotta do this on December 31st, 2025. We gotta do it right now. Okay? Like pause the video, watch it later. Okay? Go do what you gotta do. But we gotta do it right now. We gotta take control of our time because there's so many. I'm already bringing a couple factors: religious, community. I mean, countries. I mean, whole like systems, secret societies, and stuff that try to control time. Because this is what they're trying to do with people, and this is what they're trying to do with everything. So I want you to control your time. You know, this is very powerful. I mean, you're a very powerful individual if you control time. I mean, some cultures, like I even think about like Japan, like I mean, the guy with free time, I mean, the guy deserves respect. It's like, how do you have so much free time? Like, why are you so laid back? You should be doing something right now. You know, like places like that, it's weird, or it kind of gives off like the mob boss like vibes. Like, you know, he's the head honcho. He's got other people working for him. He can sit around and smoke cigars, enjoys coffee, right? But we gotta control our time. Like repetition. This is why I repeat everything. Repetition, repetition. We control our time, but we gotta know some barriers, and there's a lot more. I mean, I'm just saying all this stuff off the top of my head, but there's other things you can do to influence time, other barriers that you can go through. But it's okay, because I'm gonna get through them with you, if anything. But this is the New Year's a very special time, because especially when you have a planner. I'm looking back, I'm reflecting. Do this by yourself. Do this in meditation. This is what this time is for. I mean, again, the ancients knew this, especially the Romans. I mean, I guess the deity Saturn has something to do with this, and there's even more that goes into it. And I'm only speaking on what I actually know. But I know this is a very special time. This is why people feel like this is a weird time, because it is a weird time. Something's going on. There's different type of energy in the air. But now it's time for solitude. It's for looking for your goals, self-reflection in every aspect of your life. Make some New Year's resolutions. Go through with them. Actually do them. You know, ride that motivation. Take that motivation. I mean, we're not given much. Go take it and realize mathematically how to get to your goal, because you could divide everything up. So, yeah, I think I've ranted enough. But this is how I want you guys to crush your goals this year. And I want to help you guys. Like, this is what my business is all about. I'm here for you guys, because I want you to crush your goals of all the tools I have. So, if you're ready to work with me, you're ready to change your life, you're ready to lose weight, get your energy back, break out of the matrix, transform yourself, the alchemy, give you the tools. Let's work together. Click the link below and I'll help you. I'll show you everything how I get in the best shape of my life, okay? And I've helped out a lot of people. I've been a trainer for 5+ years. I think I said in the beginning of the video. I was helping my friends out. I was working out the weight. I've been doing this. I could say I've been doing this even longer. I've been working out. I could say when I was 9 years old, I decided this is when I'm gonna get stronger. 12 years old, it was the first time I hit the weight room. And I just want to give you guys all my knowledge. And if we work one-on-one, because you're the average of the 5 people around you. If you want to be healthier, you want to be around people more like me, you got to get around those people. And this is why coaching is a beautiful thing, because you can do that. Because I can tell you, I've done the same thing for my body, my health, my mindset, my business, and everything in my life. I'm trying to get closer and closer to those people. So if you want to work together and have a good foundation for the next year, and I could show you everything and even more that I know, click the link down below. Or you want to get to know more about me, go on my Instagram, check me out, get as much free knowledge as possible. Enjoy the whole ride. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I think I got everything off my chest that I wanted to say. So yeah, so I'm going to leave you guys off with this. Thanks for listening. Thanks for going at the end of the video. Subscribe if you're new. Click the like button. You got all my resources down below in my description. And yeah, have a happy new year and a great 2026. Take it easy, guys. Bye.